Hey there guys, the PC guy here, and turns out that the leaks we have been seeing last week were actually true. Nvidia has launched today the RTX Super family of graphics cards, which are basically a refresh of their old graphics cards with a few improved specifications as well as the price, which as we were expecting has stayed the same, although unlike we were expecting for the lower cards to be dropped in price, the lower cards are going to be phased out completely. The 2060 will be lowered in price and will keep selling, while the 2060 Super will be at the price point previously occupied by the 2060. In the case of the 2070 and 2080, they will be phased out, so there will be no more cards of that specification being produced, and the new ones will take their place at the same price point as the old ones were. Something that we were kind of hoping for, but already thought that it was not going to happen, was there is no 2080 Ti Super announced at this point. We saw a mention of it earlier in the early leak, but we did not see any more mention of it on the leaks that came after that. So we're already kind of expecting that there was not a card for that point, but it is now confirmed that at least right now there will not be a 2080 Ti Super. As far as pricing goes, the pricing that you are seeing right now on your screen is for the European region. For the US region, the MSRP is, like I said, the same as the previous cards. The 2060 Super will be at $399, with the 2070 Super at $499, with the 2080 Super coming later on the 23rd of July at a price point of $699 MSRP. It comes in line with the MSRPs of the older cards, and it is a very combative price point with the upcoming launch of Radeon 5700. I was going to say Navi 10, but they're one and the same with different designations from AMD. So it kind of steals a thunder there, and still makes not really worth it to go for an AMD system at this point as far as graphics cards go. While we are getting more price per performance, this does raise a few questions. Right now, the old cards are being phased out with the new ones coming in, so while we were already seeing some sales on the older cards, it will probably be a while before we see any sales on the super cards, which kind of let's say, although you are getting more performance, you cannot really hope to snipe a sale somewhere and get a better price. It also brings the question of the 2080 Ti and how it compares to the 2080 Super. It's a very big price difference between the two cards, and with the 2080 Ti, with the 2080 Super being expectedly 15 to 20% better than its predecessor, kind of raises the question if the Ti is even worth going for at this point. As far as performance goes, Nvidia says that all the cards are around 50% better than the non-super versions, in some cases reaching up to 25% increase, which is probably the case in Nvidia optimized games and applications. As per usual, I won't be able to be testing these cards myself. I'll be reporting mostly on other independent benchmarks and the conclusions, and I'll be using that to inform whatever advice I give on building a system for this or that budget or whatever. So that's where I'll be getting my information because I won't be able to test it myself. Hope you guys can find a good graphics cards because it's finally looking like the RTX family might finally be worth going for in terms of a price versus performance. It might still not be ideal. It's still not what we were hoping for in terms of price or wish it was in terms of price, but it's definitely a step in the right direction considering the performance and price points of the RTX when it launched. Now, this has been Edic PC Guy. I'll see you guys next time. Like and subscribe and all that stuff, and have fun.